So this is what I mean by 50% Fibonacci retracement. This is red coin. Just most coins have this though that you can look for. But here's a good example. So I'm set to 30-minute candlesticks, basically showing the relevant pumps that have been happening. Over here was just kind of flat sideways trading. Okay, so from this point, here's the first pump. Right about here. You could zoom in and find like little versions of this, but just to show you what it looks like on the macro scale so you can apply it. So from here to here, that's a huge pump. So 50% of that pump looks like about here. So that's half of this guy. And you can see that it hit that level. That's the support level. So it hit the support level, and then from the support level it went up, and then did a little sideways trading, did 50% of that pump. So you can see from this point, it's kind of like this one, from this point to here we get a 50% retracement, and the fact that it went up from there is a good indicator that it will probably keep going up, because it bounced off the lower support level and people didn't want to sell past 42. So it goes up to here then, a little mini pump, and from here it goes to 50% of that mini pump. You see what I'm saying? So now like I'm crossing, I'm like dissecting this right here perfectly. And then from here, since it bounces off here again, that's pretty much like, if you get that indicator, I don't know, I don't mean like go all in, but like that's a lot of green flags that it's about to pump. So from here it pumps to about double. So at the double mark, now we're going to be looking for the 50% retracements. So we hit a 50% right here, and it bumps up, but it decides not to keep going down. So it goes up here, but it doesn't. It just does a little bit, but from here it hits that bump, and it keeps going down. And then this right here is called the double bottom, and from here, from the double bottom, it doesn't go back up, so it keeps going down a little bit. And then from all the way down to here. But if you notice what this is a 50% retracement of the entire spike. So here's the entire spike. This is about 50% of it, because the entire spike was about 88. This goes down to about 42, 44 or whatever. And from here we go all the way up, a little pump here, and then down, not really at the 50% of this, but close of this. I wish you could. I keep pointing at the screen with my fingers, but you can't see that. So this is about 50% of this to this, and we get trading sideways. When I see these little things, these tell me that it's whales buying in, because they anticipate a big pump coming soon. And I don't know, like people with a lot of money typically can pay to know things, and so I tend to follow where the money goes. So from here we're trading sideways, and boom, there's your big pump. Massive pump, vertical, straight to the top. And 50% of that is right about where we're at. So from here, it went up to about 200, and we're at about 100 and so. So it's generally, I'll be watching it from here to see if it dips down any lower than this 50% line, or if it keeps trading sideways. But I would imagine that it's going to do something like this. So it goes here and it'll go like, or, I mean, it could also potentially do, it's all about when you think that is going to happen. But you can bet, though, that the support level of this entire pump now, if you go from this top to this here, is about right about here, maybe a little bit higher. So you use that as like your mile markers. So like, it obviously went down from 200, and that's like a fucking almost 100% it went down. If you were just looking at the percent gains and loss, you'd be like, this coin is dead, it's dying, it's down 100%. But yeah, especially if you I bought it at 170, 163, and it's still dying, it's still going down. That's because you didn't consider that the support level, the number that mattered, was the 50% Fibonacci retracement. If it goes past this, then it's something that to consider. But that's just a, hopefully that explains what I'm talking about with the 50% retracement. And it's fun because it uses Fibonacci, and that's some tight shit. Thanks, Dan Brown. Dan Brown wrote his chapters so short.